Few characters in children's television are as long-lived, identifiable, and loved as the Muppets. And among them, the Muppets of Sesame Street stand out more than others with such famous characters as Big Bird, Elmo, Oscar the Grouch, and so many more. Last week, we took a look at 123 Sesame Street itself. Now we look at the minifigs that come with it. Hi everyone, I'm Mac, and this is part 2 of LEGO Ideas Set 21324. These are the minifigures of 123 Sesame Street. As I stated in part 1, one of the driving forces behind Sesame Street in the beginning were the Muppets of Jim Henson. These charming and lovable characters are timeless and ageless and have ingrained themselves in the hearts and minds of anyone that has grown up watching them on TV, be it on Sesame Street, The Muppet Show, Fraggle Rock, The Storyteller, or any of the movies. LEGO did a pretty good job bringing these lovable characters to life, so let's not waste any time and jump right in. We're going to start with taking a look at the monsters of the set, and up first are Cookie Monster and Elmo. The first thing you're going to notice is that these minifigs are very basic, being molded in single colors and lacking any paint applications. My first thought was that some sort of texturing would have been nice on their torsos, but the more I thought about it, the more I appreciate the simplicity of the solid color body molds. I have to say the head sculpting of both of these characters is fantastic. The open mouth smile, the out of round head shape, the tufts of fur on the sides and back of the head, the big eyes common to the monsters of Sesame Street. They even put Cookie Monster's eyes off-center from each other, representing his big googly eyes on the Muppet. Elmo is outfitted with short, unbending legs, and Cookie Monster has medium-sized legs for this figure. The final monster is Oscar the Grouch, and if we thought Cookie and Elmo were simple, well, Oscar is nothing but a big round head and a cylinder piece used for weighing him down. The sphere element of his head sits loosely on his trash can and can be tilted, twisted, and posed pretty much any way you want. The trash can is our standard LEGO trash can element, but the lid is a round 2x2 plate piece instead of the typical LEGO trash can lid element. I think the reason for this is quite simple. It looks better. The flat plate piece resting on Oscar's head looks better and is more in line with his Muppet self rather than the curved lid element we typically get. Oscar's face printing is pretty great, the straight mouth giving him a grouchy look rather than being mean or angry. Up next we have Bert and Ernie, and truthfully we couldn't have 123 Sesame Street set without Bert and Ernie. The epitome of best friends, these two are Sesame Street's resident odd couple. The head sculpt of both friends is fantastic, the coloring, shape, expression, even Bert's unibrow. These head sculpts are incredible representations of their TV selves. In addition, the paint app on the front and back of their torsos is a spot-on replication of their TV clothing, with Bert rocking the turtleneck and sweater combo. The only problem with Ernie is that one of the locations in their apartment is the bathtub, where Ernie chills with his rubber ducky. However, posing him in the bathtub is a little awkward looking while he's still wearing his sweater. To properly fit him in, we're going to need to find an orange minifig body. Like Elmo, Ernie is given short, unbending legs, and Bert has medium legs. And finally, we have Big Bird. And is there any Muppet, any character more iconic and immediately associated with Sesame Street than Big Bird? What other Muppet has had their own movie released on the big screen? Big Bird sang Bein' Green at Jim Henson's memorial service. Big Bird is universally recognized by children and adults alike, and when you do finally meet this giant Muppet in real life, your first reaction is going to be that you want to hug him. There is no way LEGO was going to make 123 Sesame Street without Big Bird. As a minifigure, Big Bird is the most unique of the set, having not only new arm molds for his feathered wing arms, as well as a molded torso piece that fits over the standard minifig buck. This adds detail and size to the figure, making him stand a full head taller than a standard adult minifigure. The leg printing on Big Bird is, like Bert and Ernie, fantastic, the coloring mimicking the unique leg patterns of Big Bird in real life. Big Bird is the only minifigure in this set that has full-sized standard legs. When it came time to decide which characters to include with this set, it must have been a fairly difficult choice to leave out certain Muppets, and depending on your preference in the show, your mileage may vary on how you feel about the ones they did include. As much as I love all of them, I personally would have happily given up Elmo in lieu of the Count or Grover. However, given the connection all of them have to the actual setting of 123 Sesame Street, meaning the brownstone building and Hooper's store, it's easy to understand why these ones were chosen. The inclusion of these minifigures is important to LEGO and LEGO Ideas for one big reason. These minifigures break LEGO's own rules about the idea sets. One of the standing stipulations about having your set produced by LEGO is that there can be no new pieces. Everything has to be made from existing LEGO elements. Every head sculpt here, with the exception of Oscar, is a new piece. When LEGO was directly asked about this on Twitter, at least the tweet I saw, they dodged the question. I can only imagine that the LEGO group knew that if they were going to do this, they had to do it right, and made all new minifigs for the set, and I, for one, am glad they did. I would love if LEGO brought out a blind bag series of Sesame Street minifigures to further populate Sesame Street with, giving us a way to get the Count, Grover, his alter ego Super Grover, Harry Monster, Mr. Snuffleupagus, Abby Cadabby, and many, many more. But truthfully, we know that's not going to happen. Still, it's a nice dream, right? Play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.